All right, so here we're going to look at Kobe's the way he sets up his crossovers when he's not getting downhill, when he's at a standstill with a live dribble and he's going to blow by his defender. Here's how he sets up his crossover. All right, here's the first part right here. What you're about to see is the first part. He's at a standstill. He's staring down his defender. He's got a live dribble. He's going to penetrate. What's he going to do? This first part's important. He's going to put the ball through his right leg, not going to take a huge step with this leg, just going to take a casual, normal step, and he's going to lean. He's going to get that ball into his right hand. He's going to hang it out wide and lean that way and see if he can get the defender leaning that way too. See that? Not a huge step that he took. Just watch his foot. See, not a huge step. Leaning, and he brings that back foot up. All right, right here, this right here is the first part of the read. And as you can see, Scotty is leaning this way. You can see his shoulders kind of turn this way. You can see the way his toe is pointing. And this is where Kobe makes his decision whether he's going to blow by right or go left or cross and go left. And I think he's already decided at this point he's going left because he put the ball through his legs. He was leaning a little bit. He got the defender leaning too. So now watch what happens next. This happens quick. Boom. See that back leg? The back leg is going to come up and explode that front foot sideways. It's not going to come forward so much as it is just going to explode sideways to move him even more this way. He's leaning, give him a side explosion for him to take so he can explode sideways too, and then he can get straight downhill. So now that he's got him leaning, he's going to explode that foot sideways. Watch that front foot. See that? Not much forward, a lot more ground sideways. And look what else happens. Throughout the whole process, Kobe's shoulders are low. That's very important. Kobe's talked about this cross, and he said the two major keys are keeping low and getting your defender leaning. So that he gets him leaning with this, he's leaning, and then with that back foot, he goes, bam, wide explosion. And look at this shoulder, how low it is. You're going to see another angle in a minute, but this shoulder is like so much lower than his shoulders right here, and it's dipped, and the arm is coming across to look like it's going to swipe through and try to get around this hip right here on Scottie Pippen. So what happens off that? The ball's out super wide right now. So now Scottie jumps because it went from slow to fast. He got him leaning slowly, and then he exploded. Scottie went slow to fast also. Slow, bam, he jumped fast. And now he's completely out of position on that cross. And Kobe always keeps that cross low. And now he's straight downhill. Okay, let's look at it from another angle. This would be my favorite angle, but you can't see his feet. But you can still catch the two parts of the cross. He puts it through his leg right here. Look how casual that looks. But yet, look at his shoulders. They're still lower than Scotty's, even when he's doing that. All right, you can see. Boom. Watch Scotty's body too. Definitely leaning. Right there. Right there, he's leaning. You see that? And also watch Kobe's hand placement on the ball. It's on the back of the ball. And when he jams that left foot in the ground and pushes that right foot out sideways, at that moment, he dips low. Watch this shoulder. Look how low he dips it. And now look where his hand is on the ball. It's on the side, so he can push it that way. He can push it that way for that little step. And look what he does. He does start pushing it that way. But at the last moment, he wraps his hand around it. Takes it from the side and wraps it around so he can cross it. Drop that inside shoulder. Explode laterally. More important than getting downhill on this, since you know you're setting it up to jump that way. And then boom. Stay low the whole time. Now you're downhill. Okay? So there's two parts to this. All right, the lean to set him up, and you don't have to do a cross through the legs. You could do it with even an in and out or anything. Just get that ball hanging to your right slowly and casually, and then if your guy leans that way, take a strong jolt that way. Okay, and what you'll see is even if he doesn't lean that way, you still want to explode to that side also. All right, so let's just let this run through. Okay. Here's one you can really see Scotty. He's getting his momentum going right. Kobe jolts that way. Bam. Gone. All right. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. Through the leg. And look how he protects it. There's no way anyone could poke that out. That cross goes behind his body. And look at his shoulders too. When he gets on that casual cross, they're still angled to this side. And look at Scotty. Leaning that way. Boom. Look how low he gets. That inside shoulder, watch it. Boom. And how wide that ball gets on that jolt. And watch that front foot. Watch where it's about to go. See how much ground it covered laterally? Look where it is now. Look where it is now. And that, ready? I'd say now is where it takes off. And then gets out wide, super wide. And Scotty has to take a big step to go that wide. And that just wrecks him. He's gone after that big step. But the reason he turned that into a cross was he could sense Scotty was leaning right. All right, now here's the counter. Or you could actually say the cross is the counter, and this is the basic move. But either way, these moves are counters to each other. Okay, so he's doing the same thing here. Great defender, Gerald Wallace. This cross, it's not through the legs or anything, but it is a casual cross. Same thing. He's got it hanging out wide, and look at Gerald Wallace. He's straight up and down right there. I don't see him leaning either way. He looks very balanced on both feet. So Kobe just goes. If you're not going to lean with him, what he does is the casual cross, and then instead of exploding laterally and then crossing over, he just explodes and goes right by. Skip the crossover. He wasn't leaning with you. If he's not going to lean, he's not going to be in position to cut you off. All right, there's another good view here. Here it is. See? Look at Gerald Wallace right there. He's not leaning, and Kobe's got the ball out to his right. So what Kobe does is now for the explosive part, watch what he does with that back foot. Boom. And now look how wide this step goes. There you go. And what you can't see is he's getting his left arm into Gerald Wallace's chest right now, so to help him turn the corner. There you go. It's a hand swim. Whenever you can hand swim, you do it. But he closed out the space between them. Boom. He wasn't leaning right. It wouldn't make sense to cross that over right there. So look when his foot hits the ground. Crossover wouldn't make sense. Gerald wasn't going to allow the crossover. So you're going to play him straight up. Okay, I'm just going to go slow to fast, delayed explosion, and blow by you. Get my hand into you. Hammer it. You can see it good. You can see it well from here. But the main point is if he's leaning with you, then give him this jolt right here, like Kobe did, and you're crossing off of that. And if he's not, then you can just explode by, get your hand in their chest, hold them off, and turn the corner. So it's a very simple read. And you can watch these two videos over and over to compare and contrast, but it's really the same thing, just two different reads, and two of his great plays off of this read. Tons more also, but these are the two we watched today.